Hello, Giovanni. This is going to be the walkthrough as to how to interpret Google Analytics. And so, whenever you go to Google Analytics, you'll go to you'll go to analytics.google.com, and then you already have access, so you should be able to see what I'm saying here. One thing to note is the date. So, it'll usually start with the last 7 days, but you can change it to whatever metric you want to look at. But I don't really start here, but I suppose we could. So users is how many people have visited your site. Key events is what used to be called a conversion. So if somebody clicked the phone number or the click to call. So if you look at your site, you'll be able to see that. If somebody clicks this, it'll count that as a key event because on the mobile device it'll prompt the phone call. And then if somebody submits the form, that's also a key event. So that's what this is. Event count is just, they could be, they clicked, they went to a specific page, they spent a certain time, and this will be broken down, but you can see all these different things. They're kind of it's too much detail. We just want to know how many people and what action they take. And then of these 131 users, 129 are new. And again, this is just for the last 7 days. So if we look at the last 30 days, it looks like this. And I think the website and analytics just went live like early last month. Or early this month actually. And so that's what this is. Then you can see what the popular pages are. So naturally the home page is first. Then it's the contact. Then you have some services. This is probably from the old site. And that's what this one is. And then where does it come from, right? So paid search had, and this is the last 30 days. So 185 came from Google Ads, 73 came directly. So they specifically put in milodetailing.com. Organic search. So that is if somebody goes and looks up something like car detailing Miami. So you got 6 impressions for that, but we'll go over that here in a little bit. And so that's what organic search is. And organic video would be the same thing, but with video. And organic social would be, of course, your social media. So that's this. If you want to look at this, I prefer to go to reports, then acquisition, and then traffic acquisition. This is going to give us exactly what we were just looking at, but in a much better format. So as you can see, we didn't really get the website up and running up until like early May. And that's when we started getting data. So as you can see, it's the same information, just a little bit nicer up here. And so again, it's the same information. One thing that's interesting to look at is the time. So like a lot of times you'll notice that if you do paid social media, the time on the page is very low, like 2 seconds. Organic and paid tend to be higher, so 45 seconds and a minute. Direct have 34. And so this just gives you an idea, like if it's super low, that means they click and go away. It means it's an accident or they're getting there by mistake. If it's average, like I would say 45 seconds to like a minute something, that's really good because it's not like you need a lot of time, right? If you come in here and you're like, all right, do they offer wash and wax? Okay, great, let me call them. Like they really don't spend too much time looking before they either decide to contact you or not contact you. But anything that's like super low, like 0 seconds here, that doesn't make sense, right? Like how did 6 people get here yet they spent 0 time? So that's a little bit of a weird one. And then importantly too, these are the event counts. So again, I'll show you this, but it's a lot of information that I don't think is necessary. So here are the events that we track. Anytime somebody clicks on the website, it's tracked. First visit, meaning they get to the site, it's tracked. When they start the form, 19 people started the form, it's tracked. Form submitted, tracked. Generate lead is a specific event we made. And as you can see, it's marked as a key event. So that's how we know, that's reported in both the Google Ads and the Google Analytics. Page view, so this is just people who look at a page, whether it's the home, the services. Phone number click, so how many people clicked on the link that prompts the phone call. Scroll, so how many people are scrolling up and down. And then session start, which is similar to page view. It's just like a different metric for it. And so as far as key events, we only have 2, which is the form submission, which is the generate lead, and then the phone number click, which is the one we just went over. And so if we go back to the report, acquisition, traffic acquisition, that is what you see here in the events. So most of it happens with paid search, and then these are the key events. So if you remember the phone number clicks and the form submissions, so 10, 4, 8. So 10 came from Google Ads, 4 came directly, so they typed it in. This usually means people know you already if they're direct. And the organic search could be, could be they know you, they could be organic. It's a little bit more mixed in. And this is 8 actions taken. And then you can, if you want, you can make it more granular. So generate lead. These are 14 form submissions because it's a generate lead. And then if you change it to phone number clicks, 8 people prompted the phone number click one. And so, you can leave it at all events to kind of get a better idea of the overview. But if you wanted to get more specific, you do that. Purchase is just one that it naturally comes with by default. So, nothing is really set up for that, but it's just the one it comes with. And so this is the main reason to use Google Analytics. They do a lot of other things, but for our purposes, for local services, the main thing is this: what happens in the events, how much time they spend, how many people came, and then also, what the date range is. Usually between, let's say, like last month and this month, you can compare. But we're basically still in the first month of the website being live and us doing marketing. So this is Google Analytics. Here is the Google Search Console. So this tracks what happens organically. So for example, auto detailing Hollywood, Florida. Auto detailing Hollywood, Florida. It is saying that the website appeared 4 times in the last 3 months, which is really the beginning of this month in May, because again, we didn't start tracking till the 30th of April. And so in that time, your website has appeared for this keyword 6 times. And so it could be, it could be the last page, it could be the first page. It just depends on when it happens. So here it is. The Hollywood, Florida page prompted this to pop up. It looks like it's on the 2nd or 3rd page, which is really good because we just submitted the site, and it's already popping up with these things. But here's the other thing about it. So that's what this is, right? And then you got your clicks too, but it doesn't have any clicks for it yet. This is very normal for a new website. So the main thing is, are we appearing for things we want to appear on an impression basis? So Miami Auto Detailing, Miami Car Wash Day, Florida, called it. So I think for the most part, it's somewhat, it's pretty on point. I would say 85% look good. But the other part that is pretty much even more important is the indexing. So when we created the site, there was only 3 pages, or 1 page index. Then as we keep working on it, 3 pages were indexed. And as we keep working on it, 17 pages are indexed. And what that means is, it's because there's a lot of robots out there, right? So people can set up a robot to create a new page every 30 minutes and submit it to Google. And so Google has a process for them to index it or not index. If it's not indexed, the website will not appear. I'm sorry. The page will not be indexed into the search engine, so it would never appear when somebody's looking. And so right now, these are all the ones we have ranked. So Miami Shores, Hollywood, Golden Glades, Day of Florida. So a decent amount, but it's still not all of them. So if you go here, discover currently not indexed, there's still a bunch that are not yet indexed because, it just takes time. So you can see here, it started 5/16, but we've also done manual indexes, especially when the website goes live. So as you can see, we hit request indexing, and then it'll do it, or it'll take time. We don't really have they don't give us a set schedule, like, hey, it'll be indexed in 24 hours, or we're going to index it in 2 weeks. We more have to come in here, validate the fix, and then wait till it goes through. But it does go through. Again, this is a very normal process with a new website being submitted to Google. And so the more pages that we have indexed, the more opportunity we have to rank, because again, each one of these pages is an opportunity to rank for, auto detailing Miami Gardens, auto detailing North Miami, auto detailing Plantation, Florida. And so the more we have ranked, the better. And so that's the main part. So performance, you'll see this, but over time is where you really see the difference, right? So if I look up this one, and the last 31, 587 clicks, 31,000 impressions, and as you can see, they actually get clicks for a lot of, like Mobile Detailer and Me, Providence Auto Detailing. So it does end up being that, but it just takes time. And so these people have been with us for 3 years, but this is what you see across the board. It starts, and then it starts to go up, and then the more impressions you get, the more clicks you get over time. And so that's essentially what we're doing here as well. And you can even see that here, right? It went from not existing to showing up a little bit to showing up a lot more. And so that is the process. But that's really it here. There's not too much to look at here. There's the overview, which just doesn't really serve a purpose. We have the performance, and then again, this is probably the more important part of the page indexing. And then on here, it's really this page: the reports, acquisitions, traffic acquisitions. Again, they have more like what phone they're on, what the demographic is. But I really wouldn't. It's definitely overkill. We just want to know how did they get there and what action did they take. And then lastly, I'll go over the ads a little bit here. And so I know we spoke on Friday about you're getting a lot of leads, but they're not converting. And so what I've done so far is I've added some negative keywords for the term car wash. So we don't have a car wash keyword like in the ads, but because it's a phrase match, Google thinks that, car detailing services is similar to to car wash in Florida, for example. And that's just not the case. So like if you look at the negative keywords, we already have some, but wash is not one of them. And then if you look at the search terms, you can see like people are looking at mobile car wash, Fort Lauderdale. And so in my opinion, people who are looking up for car wash are definitely not the type of customer that you serve. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to eliminate that from popping up. And so we can actually take a look at what people converted on. So car wash detailing me. So this would be people with car wash, complete car wash, mobile car wash, detail service. So this one is better, right? Detail car service, detail car wash, car deep clean cost. So yeah, we're being more strict on the keywords, and so that should help keep away people who are looking specifically for car wash. But that's the thing with Google. Like sometimes they'll deem this detailing services to be just detailing services, or sometimes to be car wash. So I think that's gonna help. And any keyword we need to add or change, we can do. We can do what's called exact match, which is where they specifically have to put in the string of characters. So this is phrase match. It could just be related to it. So like, let's do clicks. Car detailing. Okay, so this one's good. But this one, car detailing services, was prompted by mobile car wash Fort Lauderdale. So you can see like it's not even a phrase match. This is like a broad match, which is really annoying because it's supposed to have the phrase in it. So if somebody looks up where can I get car detailing services in Florida, that should be what's here, not this. This is kind of far off. So if we switch it to exact, it'll be much closer to the word we're saying we want to come up for than it is what Google thinks. And so the problem with that is that you have to have kind of a lot more keywords or have a better idea of what keywords you want to come up for. So I still recommend staying on this until we get the right keywords coming in, and then we can make that change. So that is the overview and walkthrough. Hope this helps. Let me know if you have questions. Thank you.